When I first started to meditate, silence didn't feel peaceful, it felt loud. Every thought, every worry, every unfinished task rushed in, and the quiet was crowded with noise I didn't want to face. And maybe you felt that too. You sit down to breathe, and instead of calm, you're ambushed by the very thoughts you've been trying to avoid all day. If you're new to my channel, I'm Theresa, and I work with high achieving women who are doing all the right things but still feel off. I help you reclaim what I call the essentials: your clarity, your calm, and your capacity through meditation and mindful living practices that deepen your connection with God, with yourself, and with other people. And these practices don't just add balance to your day, they radically transform your life because your well being matters and your very existence is the proof. So let me tell you, when I first started meditating, the noise inside me felt unbearable. And I didn't want to face it. And my clients tell me the same thing. They'd rather distract. We rationalize why meditation isn't for us, or we multitask, right? We multitask meditation. I'll meditate while I'm on the treadmill, or I'll do it while I'm in the tub, while I'm soaking in the bath. And I'm here for it. Like there's nothing wrong with mindful movement or reflection. They are valuable practices. But here's the truth, they are not the same as stillness. Stillness is different. Why is it different? Because stillness asks you to stop and to sit and to face yourself without escape routes. And that's uncomfortable because the moment you get quiet, all the noise you've been out running shows up at once. The unfinished conversation, the unresolved guilt, the fear of not being enough, the pressure to prove yourself. It all comes flooding in. And at first, I thought that flood meant that I was failing. I was so wrong. I thought meditation was supposed to feel like, woosah, peace. But guess what? You know what I've come to realize over time? The noise is a gift. It's not failure. The noise is information. Why is it a gift? Why is it information? Think about it this way. When you finally get quiet, your body and your mind finally have a chance to show you what's really going on. All day long, you're too busy. We're busy. We're busy, right? We're distracted. We are a distracted society, and it is what it is. I mean, I don't think anyone can escape the distractions. We have to recognize we are living in a distracted society, right? So we're distracted. We have multiple distractions. We're busy. We have demands. We're always productive, trying to be productive in every single moment. And guess what? In all of those activities, it's hard to notice things. But in the stillness, the hidden things rise to the surface. And that's a gift. That's a gift because what rises can finally be seen. You heighten your awareness in your practice of stillness. And that is a gift because now, with your awareness, with your heightened awareness, you open yourself up, what? To healing. You can finally be healed. And think of it, it's no different than cleaning out a cluttered closet, right? At first, you're pulling everything out and you're throwing everything in the middle of the floor, and it's really messy. But that mess was already there. It was just hidden behind the closet. It just lived behind closed doors. You see what I'm saying? Meditation now opens up the door and it lets the light in. Okay? So the noise matters. And I want you to understand that this is not a mental exercise, it's spiritual. This is spiritual. Even the scriptures teach us that God is found in the secret place, in the stillness, in the quiet. But most of us fill the quiet. So we never have to encounter what's in us. And if I may say, what God wants to show us, what He's inviting you to see. The noise is a part of the journey. It's a part of the journey. It's in the wilderness that we reach the promised land. You got to go through the wilderness to get to the promised land. There can be no clarity before we get to the chaos. When we uncover, now we're primed for transformation. If you never sit still long enough to hear it, you'll never experience the freedom that comes when God takes that noise and reshapes it and reforms it into peace. And here's what I want you to know. Guess what? Science also confirms this. When you create space for awareness, you know what happens? Your brain starts to rewire itself. Your prefrontal cortex, that's the part that's responsible for focus and for decision making. Guess what happens? The researchers have seen when we meditate, it lights up. This is my symbol for light. It lights up. It lights up. You know what else happens? The amygdala. Amygdala. Guess what happens? That's your stress response center. Guess what happens? It calms down. Yeah. What am I saying? I'm saying that when you face the noise, it doesn't make you weak. It makes you more capable. It makes you more focused. It makes you less reactive. It makes you more resilient. Clarity grows when you meditate. Capacity expands because you meditate. Calm becomes possible when you meditate. Not because the noise has disappeared. It's because you stopped running from it. So can you stop running? That's my question to you. Can you stop running? Can you stop running from yourself? Because you know what? The running never ends. Never ends. There's always another project. There's another deadline. There's another person to please. And the more you run, the more exhausted you become. Running keeps you in survival mode. Stillness brings you into presence in this present moment. And presence is where the transformation happens. It's where you move from being the overthinker, the overanalyzer, the overprocessor, to becoming the observer. And the observer has a choice. The observer has freedom. So I'm going to leave you with this question, and I'd love for you to respond below in the comments. What would happen if you stopped running from the noise and simply faced it? What would happen? Let me know. And if you're ready to explore that question, I have a wonderful community that I'd love to invite you into. It's called the 3S community. That stands for source, that's God, self, the gift of you, and sisters community. And this is a space where high achieving women come together and we practice. We practice meditation together. We have master classes that we learn through, and we deepen our connection in the process. We're deepening our connection with God, with ourselves, and with each other and all your loved ones that are around you. Together. Does this sound like something you would like to be a part of? Click the link in the description, and together, let's cultivate clarity, calm, and capacity, one practice at a time. Be still.